What's up and welcome to the Indie Critical Podcast episode 52, a weekly podcast where we get together and chat about the world of indie gaming. We go through all the indie games we've been playing, we go through the latest indie game news, and we normally cover a main indie game topic. Slight difference this week is we're only having the what we've been playing and the news section. However, it is a big news section, purely because as it was our 50th episode 2 episodes back, we're running an AMA, which is mostly, pretty much exclusively for our patrons, but there'll be 5 minutes at the end of this where you'll get the odd question you'll hear us talk or us answer, which the patrons aren't asked. Let me say that again. The patrons sent us questions, we answer them at the end of the show. You're going to have about a 5-minute preview of it. It's going to be like a 30-minute section overall. So if you do want to watch all of that, I'll remind you at the end, it's over on Patreon, $1, and you can see the whole AMA if you think, actually, these guys are quite cool, I want to know more about them. And this legend, anyway. As I said, this is
making my day briefly.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god,
I'm a legend! Finally!
Takes it away immediately.
As I said, this is the Incredible Podcast. We are available on Soundcloud. We're available pretty much all podcast services. We're available on YouTube. If you're wondering what the benefit is watching this on YouTube, then any game we speak about, games we play, games we speak about in the news, have a trailer playing behind us on a big kind of slapped on screen, so you can kind of get a bit of a context about what we are talking about, because we don't do a very good job of explaining it sometimes. We're also available on Patreon, as I said, and you get exclusive pre and post show content every week for $1 a month.
And it's so good.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
So who are you?
Oh god. I'm Tom.
No, Tom. Who are you?
Yeah. I was getting deep.
We can get good.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Fair enough.
As he said, Tom, Dan, Lewis, names are here, Twitter handles are here. Just follow us, it's easier. Should we go straight into what we've been playing?
Just realised you say that, but if you listen to this as a podcast...
Oh, yeah. Okay.
No one gets that, do they?
No.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Tom, where can I find you on Twitter?
At Shriek Profit.
Profit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guns N' Roses style.
That's right, there you go. There you go.
Dan?
I'm at the Dice Bear. Just look up the Dice Bear and you will find me. And go on, Liz.
And
you looked at me like I was going to say something.
I introduced you.
I'm at 9 inches Lewis. And most play. No, not really. Although I should be.
You're not
I'm at What's Up Woody with underscores in between the What's Up Woody.
That's how you vocalise underscores.
That is, yeah.
That is it. Should we go on to what we've been playing? Because it's not
because it's going to be really short.
It's going to be a brief podcast.
Okay.
Can I start this one?
Go on.
Oh yeah, go. I'll go next.
I would
Do you have a reason?
I'd like to explain why I haven't
because then
played
Tom's going to give his reason
any
after.
indie
Yeah,
games
I've got a
this
good
week.
reason.
Yep.
A reason.
Actually, it's not true. I've actually played an indie game this week.
Oh, God, go
so
ahead.
let's start off with I've had no internet for a week. Sky have lost. My internet went down, and I got in touch with Sky, and they were like, "Yeah, it's going to take 8 days to get an engineer out to you." And I was like, "Pardon? Why
That's
8
ridiculous,
days?
yeah.
That's fucking crazy."
They walk from Sky headquarters.
They must do.
Some guy turn up with a beard and a rucksack.
Exactly, yeah, he's like,
So basically,
I
I haven't been playing anything new. So I went on and I've been playing a lot of old games. In fact, literally old games. I've whipped out my Dreamcast.
That's right,
And
yeah.
I got my N64 out and I've been playing retro games. But I've been playing Cat Quest as well.
Oh, on the Switch.
On my Switch, yeah. I'm just
old
sat there
Cat
playing
Quest.
Cat Quest, just having a little jaunt around.
That's
I don't really need to say a lot about Cat Quest, apart from it nearly won Game of the Year last year.
Well, we have an announcement about it next week that I can't say now.
Okay.
But
fuck.
about Cat Quest
2.
2 kind of thing, but I'll say more next week about it. But yeah.
So that's it. That's the only indie game I played because I haven't been online or played anything.
Still as good as you remember?
I fuck love that game.
It's just a nice, simple game, isn't it?
When it's
You can
really
play it.
hot and you're just sort of like, oh, I don't feel great. I'm sweaty. I'm not drunk. I need something to play, and you just bounce along in Cat Quest along with the music, and then I dodge the dragons.
Because it's a mobile game, but it doesn't feel like a mobile game. If I didn't know that was a mobile, I wouldn't have a clue it was a mobile game.
No, I'm loving it,
Yeah.
and I keep finding new things. Even this far along.
Have you done the level
God damn.
200 dungeon?
Yeah, I've killed
So
the beast, the Antioch, the thingy of Antioch, the Monty Python one.
Because Dan had were you about level 50 when I went over to his when he was reviewing it? I was like, I'm going to go in here level 200, and I literally one touched by this thing.
Yeah,
I was like,
it kills you
I'm
straight
dead.
away.
Fucking hell!
There's no point so far that I've got to where you'll actually reach the right level of it. You just have to be shit hot with your moving and knowing what it's going to do and getting in the right place, and then using like glitches in the game well, just using the game's mechanics
Yeah.
to get you to the point you can defeat it is fucking hard. But oh my god, it's one of those moments, you know, when you play a really hard game and then you beat it and you just walk away going, that's a fucking Rocky Balboa.
You feel like the great
I'm gonna go
Balboa,
stand like, build a statue of me like this. And I
That
will-
game has got so much content for its
I keep
size,
finding
like-
new weapons.
Oh, really?
New weapons and new armour
I like
that
the armour.
I didn't see.
The cat looks pretty adorable in the armour.
Yeah.
I mean, it came
Such a
close to
lovely
the
game.
game of the year for a reason.
It did, yeah.
Yeah. But that's it. So, I've had no internet and that's why I haven't been able to play indie games. Tom.
Been kind of busy. I had my uncle's 60th over the weekend, and I got very, very drunk.
That was a week ago.
So my Saturday and Sunday were both
Ow.
used up by that.
Well,
Yeah.
Monday, I remember it. Tuesday, don't remember it.
Oh, okay.
Wednesday, I saw a film in the evening, so I was out all evening so I could play a game.
Okay.
Good film?
Thursday, yeah, Incredibles 2.
Oh, is it good?
It's actually really good, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then I saw another film yesterday, so I was out.
Good film?
It was alright. Hotel Artemis, it was okay.
Who?
Hotel Artemis.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's decent.
It is.
There you go.
Wow.
Well,
Not every week's going to be a
I-
banger.
so I haven't played as much, I'll get out of the way quickly, State of Mind as I wanted to compared to last week, because I've had other games to get through. I have now finished Mother Gunship.
Right.
Finished the main campaign. There's lots to go and do, like side mission wise and all that as well. I'm guessing in August they've announced a co-op's going to be available.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that's going to... I don't know if they're going to bring new missions in with co-op or if it's going to be
Either way,
a
I'm looking forward to that.
I've no idea what they're going to do with that. But it's... I mean, the weapon customization there gets fucking huge. And it's got a really good risk and reward system, which I think roguelites need.
Yeah.
So it's got basically any weapon parts you find on a mission, you only get them back to your ship to customise with them and take them on other missions if you survive. So you find yourself with half health and a shitload of new parts, but you're like, do I go through this door that's going to get me more money, more XP, more parts, or do I go home? I've got half health. What do I do? And you'd be there like, fuck it, I gamble, and you die. You're like, why did I do that for? So yeah, it's got that kind of good risk and reward system. Full review will be up beginning of next week. But all I say is now, I did really, really like it. If you're looking for a kind of jump-in, arcade-style, first-person slick shooter, it's perfect. What's mental with it is you can do these levels where you get like jump power-ups. And like one of the levels, I had 56 jumps. So I could jump continuously 56 times in a row.
Jesus.
Basically means we're just floating around the screen like jump around. So after last week saying, I'd just use X button, that got scrapped because you can't jump 56 times in a row of X and shoot at the same time.
Yeah.
So
I assume.
yeah, I put it back to the analog stick.
Okay. I take it.
Which really
I think the triggers are all used up, are they?
Yes, and you can map it. I didn't. I just had the shoots because you don't have an aim. You have shoot. I mean, you can
Is it
map.
all hip fire?
Yeah.
Oh, you have two weapons, don't you?
You have two weapons, but you can map like kind of grenades. They're kind of explosive things to the L1 and R1, but only if you have them. But I didn't. I just used the once I got used to a stick for jump, it was fine.
Oh.
So yeah, it was good fun. I played Brawlhalla, which I mentioned earlier in the pre-show. Brawlhalla I reviewed a little while ago and gave it a 7 because I was like, it's a good fun brawler. It didn't do anything brilliant for me.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna change my mind on it because I think most people jump on it as a solo player. Playing with someone else is a lot more fun. So I'm playing with your brother in co-op stuff. It's a lot more fun. Although we realised a very weird thing in ranked, like the most bizarre choice I've ever seen in a brawling game ever.
Go on, I'm intrigued.
So we were smashing. I say smashing. We were doing very well in the casual. Like we played probably 10, 15 games, lost 1 or 2. Like we were doing pretty. I was like, just go on ranks. Just see if you get more gold because I got sent the legendary pass, so I got all the heroes.
Yeah.
He's got to go work on the rotation.
Yeah. And
because it's free to play, the grind is fucking slow. Like we're talking grind your arse off for 2 weeks to get one hero.
Yeah.
I suppose they got to make money, as he said. They got to make money somehow, and it's only 15 quid to buy all the heroes, so it's not loads of money, but they need to make their money somehow, don't they? So we thought going to rank to see if that gives you any more gold. it doesn't really give you any more gold. It's a lot harder because you got friendly fire on. So,
shit!
So I was like, he went flying. He was like, "What the fuck?" He was like, "You sent me flying." I was like, "I know. I don't know how." And then we were like, "Oh fuck! It's got friendly fire on."
That's
so
got to change up your whole
completely.
play style. Yeah.
And so at first we were really down on it, especially your brother, because he was like, "There's no way of practicing ranked. You can't practice ranked outside of ranked."
Ranked, yeah.
So, but then we kind of come out of ranked, went into thingy. We're like, okay, let's try this strat. I'll draw this person over here. They're my responsibility. When they're off the screen, then maybe you can hit the person because there's moves that you can hit them back forth.
Yeah.
But what it does do, so at first when we were down it, we were like, this is a bit shit having friendly fire in a brawler.
Yeah.
Then we realised in casual, what people do is fucking spam the shit out of their heavy attacks.
Yeah.
And when they time it right, you can... when you're better, you know what, you can kind of jump out of it and you know the timing of the animations. When you don't know the game, you're fucking stuck in this kind of loop of jumping back up, hit off, jumping back up, hit off.
Yeah.
You can't do that in ranked because you'll hit your own character, your own teammate.
Yeah.
So it stops the heavy spamming. So actually you're like, okay, I can see when I've done this now. There's a lot more tactics to it. And you can't just button bash because you'll just end up smashing your teammate.
Way more strategy.
Yeah. And when we got around it a bit more and got into the ranked, we were really enjoying it. And it was very, so tense because you have 3 lives each. So you'd be all of you on 1 life each.
Shit.
So then when one of their guy goes, one's left on 1 life and there's both of you. And I'm like, I'm not going to go near you. Don't worry. And you're like, just hit it back to me. And you're like, oh God. You try chasing them around the screen and that. And it gets really tense. I've not played a co-op game like that for a long time that's been that tense. And yeah, so it's good
Imagine
fun.
us playing ranked.
Oh my God, mate. It'd be a
It'd be a
nightmare. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was good fun. It was good fun. And the heroes, they've had a lot since I played it last time.
Yeah.
Lots of new heroes, and they all feel completely different, which is
That's good.
nice.
Yeah, so just to add into that, Smite.
Yep.
I haven't been on Smite in ages. I stopped
New hero.
playing basically because there's no point playing casual unless you've
Fortnite.
got a full... Well, yeah, Fortnite. But unless you've got a full group, you've got people who just quit and do all of that.
Right.
Yeah.
They've got a whole load of new heroes in who are really good.
I saw the new god, the Pyromancer woman.
Well, you've got Baron Samedi in there now. I don't know if that's what he's really called, but that's who I call him.
The woman who's coming in, I don't know if she's in yet, she's like a female Pyromancer.
Well, there's lots of really good gods in there. And I jumped back on again.
Good.
I was like, I give it a go. No. It suffers from exactly the same shit
Yeah, this is what
that it always has. Unless you have a full group,
Yeah,
or at
that's the
least
issue I
3 of
had.
you, who could, so you could play
Joust.
Joust, don't bother.
Yeah, we used to play. What's
they'll quit.
the dual lane? Clash.
Yeah, Clash. We played
So we used
a
to
lot
play
of
Clash. Conquest is the big one. The
that we'd
6
love to play,
player,
but we don't have the...
the MOBA standard MOBA. But Clash is 2 lanes, and it's 5 per team. Clash.
No, you've got the 6.
It's
You have
6.
6, yeah.
So it's 2 lanes, 6 per team. But the issue you'd have is you'd start losing slightly, like not game-changing losing,
Yeah.
slightly. Then someone would go AFK in your base, and all of a sudden you're slightly losing with a player down.
Yeah.
And then they'd come back at the end to get the XP, and you're just like,
So there's no penalties for any of
No,
this?
like-
No,
penalties
because
for
you
quitting
can
or anything?
report them as well.
yeah,
but
the amount of
nothing
people I've
happens.
reported, like high res are fucking useless at dealing with that. Like Fortnite, I have a feeling would be a lot like Epic. Well, for everything I read about, anyone cheating or anyone doing something
You
like
get
that,
a
they're
ban.
fucking straight on you
Yeah.
like that.
What's the point? Like,
Well, I
as
don't
a
know.
player, doing that to farm the XP and everything.
Oh, because they're a bunch of miserable little shits. The amount of time that
You know what, you
you'll
can play the
watch
game.
someone do something fucking stupid and get themselves killed,
Yeah.
and then they'll send it base going, thanks,
Oh,
thanks,
that's the
you
worst.
rock,
They
you rock,
literally
and you're just there
spam
going,
the
you...
chat, and you're like, fuck off.
Good
Yeah.
to be
Yeah,
honest.
so sorry, I just
Smite
want to add
no,
on
that's
the end
cool.
Smite
because
community sounds fucking
Brawlhalla,
dreadful, to be honest.
Yeah, Brawlhalla, if you've got someone to play with,
Smite is an amazing game if you've got a group.
a nice thing
truly
about
brilliant.
Brawlhalla is you can play co-op online, couch co-op. So you can play on the
We've
same
all
screen.
done that, haven't we?
You
Yeah,
can
yeah,
play
we
as a-
did,
You
yeah.
can play as a
That was
team
good fun.
online.
That was really
You're
good.
surprisingly decent at that game.
But you and I could go online as a team and play co-op online against other teams.
which is
As
really
a-
good.
as
As
a
a couch
on the
co-op,
couch, yeah.
That's pretty good.
So that's quite cool because we come across a couple of people who are doing that. But yeah, it's having fun with it. I'll fly through the next one quickly because I want to talk about the one at the end a bit more. Earhart. released this week on PlayStation. It's been in early
Amelia.
access for a little while. Amelia.
Yeah.
So what do you know about this?
The woman, the actual woman, Amelia Earhart, she was the first female pilot, and
To
she
fly across
the Atlantic,
and
she was going to fly across the Pacific.
Didn't she disappear?
She disappeared.
Yeah.
And then everyone was like, "Where did she go?" And
Bermuda Triangle.
they found her
aliens.
fairly recently, I think.
Did they?
Or,
She fine?
She's pretty dead.
Oh.
No, she was mostly a skeleton.
Well,
so
only-
that story went dark pretty quick.
Yeah.
I'll be honest and show my naivety. I didn't know who she was.
I'm going to help you out here. The only reason I know who Amelia Earhart is because an episode of Star Trek Voyager where they find her.
They do, don't they? Yes. Yeah, they do.
Basically, the lead woman is called Amelia.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know that, and then the game's called
Who's
Earhart.
this lovely lady?
Her surname isn't Earhart. Well, you
Wow,
never
I
hear
suppose
that.
like
You just hear
50% of the
Amelia.
game just went right over your head.
You
then.
did, yeah.
Oh, nice.
So Earhart is a roguelite plane flying twin stick shooter game.
Okay.
So what you do is you're set in this world called Granaria, and these floating islands, and the idea is you play as a sky fisher woman, Amelia, and you have to take off from your home base. You have to go up to a level. You have to fly around, catch skyfish. The first level only has skyfish and little packages. It doesn't have any enemies. But as you go up, you get sky pirates, and you've got to shoot the pirates down with kind of classic twin stick shooting gameplay. You collect their scrap, and you can use scrap to make new weapons or plane parts. And then you collect more skyfish, which is your money. And then the higher you go, the greater the potential for haulage, but the bigger the danger. If you're shot down, lose all health. It's like a tiny little mini game where you fly down. You have to land on your home base. If you miss your home base, it's a game wipe. So you have to try and land. It's not too hard to land on your home base.
Okay.
Thank God I was worrying Top Gun for a moment.
No,
The
it's-
classic, you've
No.
never seen the NES Top Gun game.
No, is it bad?
Practically impossible to land.
Yeah. Yeah.
Price. Well, that's
So now
NES games. Sorry.
this game,
Difficulty
Some of them
equals
are.
length.
when you first start playing it, it's just kind of whisks you away. It's very charming visually. It's got a kind of really nice, almost. Now your brother said that it was something to do with Studio Ghibli. The Studio Ghibli had a film about the sky
Porco
whale.
Rosso.
The sky whale.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Or it's some Japanese lore story about the sky whale, and the
No,
whole
it's not
idea of
Porco
this.
Rosso.
There's a Ghibli film about a pilot. I forgot what it's called.
don't know.
The Something in the Wind.
Yeah.
But
that was.
But that was about a guy who designed aeroplanes.
Okay,
During
but-
the...
Anyway,
Sorry.
apparently that's right. No, I'm only going on. I've never heard it. Apparently, Japanese folklore is there's a whole tale about a sky whale. The idea of the game is you're trying to get high enough to capture the sky whale because that will make your father, who's now dead, happy.
Ooh, we touched.
So as soon as you jump in, it's very charming art style that is
romantic.
kind of
It's a
shell
love
shady.
story.
It's kind of shell shady art style. It's quite nice.
Say that again.
Shell shade.
Shell shade.
Uh-oh.
What?
Say again.
Leave him alone.
I just want it one more time.
Shell shade.
Shell.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's-
Carry on.
What?
It's
cell
cell.
shade.
Is it? I always
Yeah.
thought it was shell shade.
No, it's a cell shade.
Well, shell shade.
Yeah, brilliant.
It's a shell shade kind of art style to it. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, okay.
I might start using that.
I'm going to. I like
the
it.
music's really nice.
Sounds like he's got a list.
The gameplay loop starts really
Jodie
nice.
Foster.
The issues come when you get about 2 or 3 hours into the game, and it's what I think most mediocre roguelites suffer from,
Yeah.
and that is when you get to the point where to progress you need to grind. Now, how you make that grind fun is, no doubt, I guarantee, a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
The big issue here is it does something very weirdly mobile-y and free to play.
Okay.
Oh, you were telling me
Where-
about this, yes.
When you fish areas, that area of fish depletes as you fish more. So you fish in the same area, it depletes,
Okay.
understandably.
Yeah.
Go higher, you fish that out. The only way it can replenish is by turning the game off, coming away from the game, and going back to it.
Somehow I felt that coming.
Like a free-to-play game.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
And people pay £15 for this game.
Yeah.
So if you want to grind, you can only grind for about 2 hours when the game goes, no, unless you want to go higher, you're going to have to turn me off for a little while.
That's the score going down.
That
down,
is
down,
very controversial. I don't know why they've done it. It's a stupid mechanic.
It's bullshit. You
I
shouldn't
mean,
do that.
I'm all up for grinding in games, but that makes it
That's
pretty
not
unpleasant.
grinding. That's just That's just stupid.
That is something you put
That's
into
not
a
a mechanic.
mobile game to
Yeah.
make people pay extra money to shorten that time. It's like, well,
Yeah.
if you want to fish this area, why don't you pay 20 quid? And it's usually like a couple of quid.
Yeah.
To have this area refresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Otherwise, you've got to wait 24 hours. That's a mobile
That
trick.
is ridiculous.
So it's not good. Not fun. There is a video up now, a new series I'm calling What Is, and basically where we're looking at the first 30 minutes of a game and we're working out what it is together. As the person watching it and being, I'm kind of going through, what does this do here? And there's a What Is Earhart. The first 30 minutes where I'm kind of learning mechanics, completely jumping into it. It's kind of when we get sent keys, we haven't got time to fully review the game. That's what we're doing instead.
I like it. That's a nice idea.
Last game I want to talk about quickly is Furi. Furi is a game. It was free on... You can open it, it's fine.
No, I was going to leave it because I thought I'm doing 3 per podcast.
Okay.
And we're only still in the...
We're in the same position at the moment, so I need to wait till the news.
I'm going to wait till end of news for my next bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Furi was free for PlayStation Plus members about a year ago. I jumped on it then and I finished half of it. Furi is a boss rush style game where you're making your way down a prison in a very kind of sci-fi visual art style. It's got cell shade.
Sorry, I'm trying to remember it.
I don't remember it at all.
I haven't got my phone on me, otherwise I'd show what
No,
pictures it was.
it's right.
I'm going to covertly look it up.
That's cool.
Yeah.
No one pay attention.
That game is so good. Like, so good. I stopped playing it because I was so busy at the time. And I never uninstalled it. And I was going through my library the other day. I was like, I've still got Furi. I've got loads of things I want to play. I was like, I'm going to finish Furi. Jump back on it. Oh my god, that game is so hard, so tense, but so good.
I don't remember it at all.
Each boss...
Oh, shit.
So each boss you come across basically has like 5 segments to their life. And each time you take away 1 life bar, they lose a segment. Mm-hmm. And then they get a whole new mechanic. The thing is, you have 3 segments. So if you take away 2 of their segments and you have your 3, then they take away 1 of your segments, they gain a segment back, but you lose a segment. You take away 1 of their segments, you gain a segment back, they lose a segment. So it gets very kind of push and pulley.
Okay.
And the mechanics get like full on Twitch reaction speed, like mixes.
So that is your shit then.
It mixes
Yeah.
bullet hell with kind of very much Souls-like combat, lots of last-minute dodging and counter-attacks. You only have a sword attack and a little gun, and how you use it, like 1 wrong attack, it's game over. Like, you get punished.
Okay.
It's fucking amazing. And the soundtrack, incredible. The setting is very kind of neo-cyberpunk.
Why don't I remember this at all?
Yeah.
I mean, literally
It's-
none of
that
it. Even looking at the
especially
pictures,
bizarre.
it's sort of like
I don't know why
Under the
it
radar.
flew under the radar.
Yeah.
When it came out free, I tweeted the hell out. I was like, oh my god, this game is amazing. It's Game Bakers are the guys who developed it. It released on Switch about 6 months ago, and I was banging on. I was like, oh my god, it's on Switch. People have got to play this on Switch. I kept tweeting about it. I fucking loved it. Now, it could easily be off-putting because the first boss took me probably an hour and a half to get past, and there's 8 to get down. I'm now on the 6th one.
Yeah.
And I'm at the point where each fight takes about an hour. So, and if I die, it's an hour just gone. I'm putting the controller down, taking a minute, turning the game off, and going back to it later.
It's funny when I looked up Furi just now that it auto-completed the final boss.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I guess
in here, I've got notes of how to beat boss. Like, oh, that's the mechanic at that life. Like, because it is that fucking hard.
Oh.
It's not for a casual gamer. I'll say that it is. I've probably put in 12, 13 hours so far, and I'm 3/4 of the way through the game. It's good. Very weird in between. There's this weird rabbit character who kind of
I saw that.
pops up, and he's like, "Are you who you think you are? Only we know. Only we can be the one." Very kind of weird like that, and then you jump into it, and there's people like, "I've been expecting you." It's kind of almost Japanesey anime in terms of its silliness but seriousness.
Yeah.
But it's all it's very good. I recommend checking it out. If you a lot of people have probably got installed in the library because they just download the PlayStation Plus free game. You've probably got it in your library.
I probably have.
I definitely
I
recommend.
do literally just go, it's free. Mine.
I definitely recommend checking it out. It's on sale at the moment as well. I think for $4.99. It's tense though. Like, it's hard. I will say that now. Honestly, one of the hardest games I've ever played.
Okay.
Wow.
Like,
okay.
yeah. She's got some news.
Let's do the news.
Hey.
And
What?
it just needed a noise, mate.
I did a noise.
No, you did that one. He did. It was the added noise.
Okay.
Keep up.
Quite a lot of news this week, so we're going to try and rattle through it. First up, we got the news that Guacamelee 2, Guacamelee,
as in melee.
I was actually
fighting.
saying it as the food, wasn't I? Guacamelee, as in you melee, but it's
isn't it guacamole?
That's the food.
Yeah.
I was going in between.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, making everyone happy. Guacamelee 2.
The guacamole fans and the guacamole fans. Got to keep them both happy.
They're renowned for fighting all the time. And Lewis brought them together.
Yeah.
So he's a freaking peacemaker. Nobel Peace Prize right there.
It's a highly anticipated sequel to the original game. It's finally got a release date. It's coming to PlayStation 4 because it is a PlayStation exclusive game on the 21st of August. Drinkbox Studios are the guy who developed it. Have you guys played the original?
No,
I have.
Yeah,
I played
It's
the
hard,
original.
isn't it?
Both played.
Really
But we
fucking
both
hard.
played Guacamelee 2 at EGX Res, and it was really quite fun, wasn't
See,
it?
I didn't play it, so talk to me. Sell it to me.
Sell it to you. It's a platform.
Chickens.
Oh, we got to be giant chickens at one point, and we got to be tiny chickens.
Yeah, there were so many chickens.
Was it
It's just so
hard?
random.
Because the first one is genuinely
I
quite
was
hard.
shit at it.
Okay.
It is. It was a hard carry throughout the.
The thing is, I
you
really,
play
really
co-op?
enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was
Was
brilliant.
co-op in the original game? I don't think it was it?
I think it was.
You
I can't. I
only played it on my own.
I only played it as a solo player.
I'm that sad bastard who sits there on his own.
But
I wish I had.
Do we know if
It
the
was
co-op's
drop in, drop
online?
out, as far as I know. It probably will be, won't it? Let's be honest.
Probably
Well, they
will be,
made
yeah.
a fair whack off the first game, so.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's a good addition.
it was bright, it was colourful, it was a good platform game with lots of challenges to go in there, and we actually had a laugh playing it as well. It
definitely,
was.
There are some the controls are they're very specific. It's very tight with the
Yes.
physics and everything.
Oh my god, you tried to jump over those platforms. So
Look,
you've got to
look.
jump across 3 platforms.
That
Right?
is a
I nailed
seasoned-
it first time.
That is
Oh,
a
wow.
seasoned.
How long? I had to take the controller off you at one point
A
to do part of
seasoned
it.
2D platformer, okay? I am
grew
not.
up in the platforming era.
Yeah.
Exactly. I am not from that ancient times. Okay, I don't really know the ways of the master.
You don't
Me
understand
and the
gaps and
dinosaurs.
platforms
I
and
do,
a jump
in
button.
a 3D space. I'm great if you put me there. But yeah, but I did enjoy it, even though I was doing poorly. I wasn't like getting annoyed. I was just like annoyed with myself, but not annoyed with the game.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was
You
fun.
could see it was doable, but it was one of those ones where you just kept.
I could see it was
fucking
doable because Dan does it immediately, and then we spend 10 minutes of me
Watching you trying to
fuck's
jump.
It wasn't like
sake,
the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
where you
jump
just have
bit
to walk across
in the
it.
sewer. In the
up
sewer.
in the sewer. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, in the sewer.
Sewer.
Tom Sawyer fans,
Yeah.
and sewer fans, gotta keep them.
Just
it,
together. Let's combine them. One
Next
life.
up, we got the news. Assault and Sanctuary released, I want to say a couple of years back. I feel like I played it about 2 years ago on PlayStation. It's a 2D, very nice, but again, very hard 2D Souls-like story game. It's a lot of fun. Scar Studios, it's got a real nice hand-drawn aesthetic to it, and it's just been announced that it's releasing on Nintendo Switch on the 2nd of August. Along with that press release, we also got the information that the game's already sold 800,000 copies, which is
That's pretty damn good.
Jesus.
fair. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it was a bit. I want to say cult hit. I think it came on PC about 3 years ago, and it was quite well regarded back on PC,
Yeah.
and PC players really liked it.
Can I add in though that last week, if you haven't listened to last week's podcast, get onto last week's podcast and have a listen. But we talk about the price of indie games at the end.
Yeah.
And how much they're worth compared to it. Well, if these lot have sold 800,000 copies, they've more than made their money back.
Yeah, so they've made profit. Yeah.
I think it's not an expensive game either. I want to say $7.99.
Jesus.
I want to say $7.99. Again, I played it a little while ago on PS4. Really enjoyed it. I'm tempted actually seeing this news and watching the screenshots of it, or seeing screenshots of it again. I might jump back on that game actually and see what it's like, see how it's aged. It'd be interesting to see if the Switch version has kind of touched on anything and improved anything. But yeah, so we've got news that Assault and Sanctuary is coming to Nintendo Switch on the 2nd of August. If you're after a Souls-like but don't fancy playing the crazy prices of Dark Souls Remastered, then definitely go for Assault and Sanctuary. Also got the news. This one for Tom after last week's podcast.
I don't know.
The communism.
Communism.
Hey.
So after last week's podcast, where Tom quite rightly said that he loves communism,
we're all Marxists here, aren't we? You know.
We got the news that a game called Irony Curtain, which is billed to be a hilarious point-and-click adventure game set in a communist country, is set for release.
Because there's only 2 of those now.
It's going to come back
in 2019.
It'll come back in fashion.
On Nintendo Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and PC, and it's being developed by I'm going to try and pronounce it right. Architects Mundi.
That's pretty right.
Okay, yeah.
Architects Mundi.
It looks like a bit of fun, doesn't it?
It literally looks that.
Yes, yeah.
Oh yeah,
I'm a big fan of point-and-click games, especially with a bit of humour in there, and that looked like it had that.
I'm happy they've gone for point and click because I feel like that's probably the best way of getting a story across to you in a funny way. I hope it's not a really challenging point and click because I feel like games like that, I don't want to have ages between jokes. I don't want to feel like, I'm trying to find this punchline, but it's taking me 2 hours because I can't fucking find the item. Or
I've got to say, from what we've found out recently, that point and clicks are really difficult to do well.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they are just puzzle after puzzle where you're just moving from one side of the screen to the other, just desperately trying to find things.
You should have picked this up 2 hours ago.
Exactly. And now you're going to do this. And then some of them are just so stupidly easy that you're not getting the enjoyment of a puzzle.
Little Acre.
Little Acre, which I platinumed within an hour and a half.
Yes,
really?
Yeah. Point and click adventure.
I've been really looking forward to that game.
Just go back,
I platinumed it.
play Monkey Island, and do what they do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Still the best combat system I've ever had in a game.
And it's Tim Schafer, isn't it? Is it Tim Schafer?
Yeah.
Wrong? Yeah. It is, yeah.
Yes.
Broken Age is good.
Yeah.
That's great. Very good. I really enjoyed
that. So I think Tom's going to definitely have to review Irony Curtain. As it comes
as the communist in the group.
Now, if I had to say to you boys, name a genre of game that you reckon will probably be releasing soon on the news, what would you guess?
Battle Royale.
Yeah, Battle Royale. Yeah.
Absolutely spot on. Another Battle Royale game is coming in the form of Fractured Lands. Or Fractured Land. Fractured Land, though, actually perked my interest slightly. Mostly because its aesthetic look, which is very Mad Max dystopian future.
Weirdly, it genuinely looks like the Mad Max game.
It does, yeah.
It looks like it could be from that same game.
So it's, like I said, set in a dystopian, deserty world where you have to, as all Battle Royale games, you land, you've got to try and find weapons. I think you can craft weapons in this game and kind of stick weird shit on them. But what I really like the look of is the vehicle combat look more towards endgame because the vehicle stuff is like you add a big old sledge thing on the front of it and very diesel punky, and fits in with the overall aesthetic of the game. It's coming to early access on the 31st of July. One slight concern.
Go on.
20 quid. I question now if a Battle Royale game can charge.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, it's weird because when you said that, I first was like, that seems fair. But then when you think about it being a Battle Royale game,
so for example,
there's so many.
Well, let's look at the ones that have come out. And failed. Radical Heights.
Oh, rest in
peace.
It killed an entire company.
I really liked it, but I can see it was janky.
The culling too.
Yeah,
which they've had to get rid of and then work back in the culling. Is there room for
the Darwin Project?
Darwin Project
went to free to play. It is now doing pretty well,
but I think it's going to die because it's an Xbox exclusive
at the moment. I don't know.
But by the time it gets to the point that everyone else gets to play it, it's going to be dead.
As far as I know, I check in when I do go on Xbox, which isn't as much as I want to. But when I do get to go on Xbox, I always go through like the mix tab at the top, and you can see what's hot. The Darwin Project's always up there with like people are always watching people play it and people playing it.
I think it will be because it's a new thing in there for Xbox.
But they had to go to free to play. That was a $24.99 game at launch, and then they basically went, it's now free to play.
No one's going to pay for a Battle Royale game.
I don't think so. And the only way that is going to get off the ground is if streamers, because as you said, Disrespect was
Dr. Disrespect.
If he gets sent a key for it, and then he ends up playing it, and then he does a few giveaway keys, and people play it, and gets a bit of a following. If it picks up a following, because Radical Heights, they all jumped on Radical Heights, and they were all like, this is almost unplayable at the moment. Jumped off of it, and then it just died. Like, Fortnite is only as big as it is, I think, because so many of those big streamers got on there and went, look what we're doing.
Is there room for another big battle royale game?
No.
I mean, how long have they been popular now? 6 months?
PUBG's been a year.
PUBG's been a year.
Yeah, Jesus. But and
it was a bit longer than that, to be honest. It's been a year on the.
It's about 9 months since the height really come out. So it's been around for a year.
Still PUBG and Fortnite. Still.
There's two staples.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone else is going to break that.
The only way I think they are going to break it,
but no one else wants
is
it.
with something like this, having
every company wants it,
yeah.
But every gamers, we don't want it.
Yeah.
I don't want another battle royale.
Got enough.
I want, okay, I get to dive down into world and I get to run around and I get to drive a car to the point that what? So, I mean, think about it. The only reason we still play Fortnite is because of the challenges each week.
Me.
Other than that, I was bored to tears of that game.
The only reason I play Fortnite isn't even because of challenges. Is I very rarely jump on my own.
Oh, no, it's when we get to play together.
I play the PvE on my own. I actually quite like the PvE stuff. But when I see you're on, or your brother's on, or Luke's on, I'll jump on Fortnite. I don't play it solo. The fact that I'm the only one who can play this anyway at the moment on the PC, I'm not going to jump on it. Like if they threw us a couple of keys or something, I might go, I'll give it a try and see what it's like. But I want to play those games in teams when I'm talking to people, and that's the whole issue with Fortnite on the Switch and things like that, because you can play as a solo, but you can't do it in a team.
You can't chat with anyone.
Yeah.
Have Dan on loudspeaker on the phone. Yeah, he's behind you, mate. Like, yeah.
Shut up, Dan. Fucking hell.
Next up is news that I put in here for more personal reasons, but I don't care. I write the notes so I can put.
You do what you want.
Right.
A little while ago, I spoke about in a video. We started doing a series. You remember the itch.io or itch.io series one? The reason we stopped there was because no good games come out on itch for a couple of months, and I was like, well, I'm just going to stop that series.
Yeah.
But I played a game on itch.io, and it's still one of my favourite games I've played this year, and it was only a demo. The game's called Rainswept, and they've just put Rainswept into an Indiegogo campaign. If you're wondering what that means, it's effectively a Kickstarter campaign without the corporate bullshit that goes around Kickstarter. It is a very... Indiegogo, you can only put it up to a certain... I think you can only have 10,000 as a capped limit in your campaign. Yeah. Whereas Kickstarter, you can go up to hundreds of thousands. Also, I don't know how Kickstarter works, but Indiegogo, any bit of money made on Indiegogo goes to the game developer. They pay the costs up front for putting the game out on there. Rainswept is the trailer playing behind me now. It's a detective murder mystery game. It's very stereotypical in terms of you're playing as this kind of slightly washed up detective who's got some kind of shady past to do with a woman, and he keeps seeing this kind of ghostly figure that he keeps referring to as a woman. And the demo ends. I'll tell you what to get a demo in a minute, but the demo ended where you were just about to find out who this woman was, and you were just like, oh no. It was a good 2-hour long demo. It was a lengthy old demo.
Yeah.
And you can get that over on itch.io now, or just go to the Indiegogo.com website, type in the search bar Rainswept, one word, and the demo is attached to that as well. $10 will get you a copy of the game when it releases, and it's set to come out January 2019. It's a very nice game. And we're only going to get games like this when they're funded. It's only looking for $4,000, which is...
That sounds insane. I've got to say, that is my only worry about it. From watching the bit you showed me of the game and your review of it, I was like, that looks really nice. And I love the idea of a story one. But 4,000? What is it? 4,000's cool.
So, because I'm...
Payroll?
Well, no, because I'm on the...
Well, no, most of these guys are just... They're hoping that once they sell it, they'll do it for free.
I'm on
what is it they're after?
Well, I'm on the mailing list.
Yeah.
And I've been on the mailing list since January, February when I first played the game. And they update it every month. And I get the impression, and the emails I've got is this is literally to get over the final hurdle. They pretty much...
What is the final hurdle?
I'm guessing, because they have to pay PlayStation and Nintendo and
is
Xbox
it licensing
to get it out. I'm guessing that's probably what it is.
That makes sense.
Because I can't remember the guy's name who's developing this now, but it seems like, and all the emails are basically like, it's completely self-funded project. Like, he's done everything he can to get this game going and out there. And just playing it, you can instantly go, wow, this is made with so much love, and like interact with people, and it's fully voice acted, and it's like really nicely done. I'd love to in January see this game available on Steam, on PlayStation, and really push it out there. So go check it out, indiegogo.com, and then type in Rain Swept. I'll put a link actually in the description below in the video as well. $10 will get you a copy of the game, and it will really, really help them out. Or if you can't support it with money, there's nothing wrong with that. Tweet about it, put it on Facebook.
Yeah.
Like that's the best way, kind of getting the word around. It's little games like this that we want to see made. So that's Rain Swept. Right, getting close to the end of the news now. Woohoo! Trion World are the kind of big indie publishers who brought Defiance 2050, the new free-to-play first-person shooter game. It was originally a PS3 game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just been completely rebuilt and rebranded as a free-to-play game. It's now available for free on Xbox, PC, and PlayStation 4. And they've just released a content map. I wasn't going to download the game for that because me and your brother played about 6 hours of the beta. I was like, this is okay, but I don't feel like I really need to go back and play more. After reading the content map, I'm like, I might actually put some time into that. There's a lot of kind of end game stuff coming. There's a whole new story arc, not just story bolt on. It's a whole new story arc with new area and new enemies to fight. You've got 2 new classes coming, which will be really interesting. One's an engineer, which basically allows you to build anything you want in the world, which looks pretty cool. You tempted?
Yes.
Yeah,
I am. Though I will say I hadn't jumped onto it because of what you guys said. It sounded lame. You guys were like, okay, we played it. It was fun for a while, but then Tom was talking about the fact that it's exactly like the previous one.
Yeah, so because he had played the previous one, quite a lot of his friends.
Yeah.
And it acknowledged that when he done it, and he gave him lots of new little perky things, like he got new cosmetic items and things like that as a kind of thank you for playing the previous one. Yeah. However, we want to wipe again and all that. One thing I really was impressed by it in the beta was I couldn't work out how they were going to monetize it because there wasn't any currency that was. It felt like it was locked behind a paywall.
Right.
Since then, I've seen that pretty much all the pay stuff is to do with cosmetics. You can get like vehicles and things like that. So if you want to get somewhere faster, you can buy a vehicle, or you can just use the quad bike you get in there, and it will take maybe an extra minute to get there, like things like that.
Yeah.
So, it was. I can't deny we played it for 6 hours straight, so I clearly had fun playing it.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel like I had to download it when it straight come out. It feels like vanilla Destiny. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Right.
Old Destiny.
Except you didn't pay an extortionate amount of money to play it. To have the collector's edition that now sits there covered in dust in the corner. Cheers, Bungie.
But with the new engineer, the new story, the new enemies, I'm tempted to jump on it and then sink through. They say about 25 hours to get level cap end game stuff, which is when any open world MMO thing really kind of becomes a game.
Unless you play Neverwinter.
Jesus Christ.
Still, Jesus, how many hours have we put in that?
Yeah, I really like that game as well. But
Never touched it.
You should.
It's good.
It's a really good game, but it's fucking massive.
We hit level cap
my
after about
boss played it
40
for
hours.
like 6 months straight, and it's all he talked about, and it put me off it because he said, I was like, fucking, I don't care about Neverwinter. Just stop.
Just shut up.
It is good.
Talk about something else.
That's Defiance 2050. It's free now, PlayStation, Xbox, and PS4. Wizard of Legend, a game I reviewed 6 weeks ago. You even played a little bit.
Yeah, I played a bit of it.
We both enjoyed it. We both enjoyed the kind of the dungeon jump in, jump out of it, roguelite aspect to it, wasn't it? It's just been announced that it sold 500,000 copies. So it's always nice when we see that an indie game has hit 500,000 copies. I mean, that's a pretty impressive target, you think, really, for some of these smaller games. Congratulations to Contingent. You know, you laugh how I say
remember
it.
that,
Yeah. Contingent 99. Good job on 500,000 copies. Well done. Certificates in the post. Final bit of news this week is again. This news was my favourite bit of news out the whole week because we played the game. You played the game. I watched you play the game. EGX last year.
Yeah,
fuck me.
A year ago.
Yeah. October the 9th. The Occupation is coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC. On PC it's going to be available through Humble Store because they're part publishing it, and Steam, and I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Tom, what's the Occupation?
Occupation is I was going to say it's a walking simulator, but it's not really, is it?
No.
It
is and it isn't.
But there's this full interaction with the world, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not like when you go into a building in every time the rapture and you can't do shit in there.
Yeah.
You can handle everything.
You play as the investigator.
Yeah, exactly. And there's some kind of bill coming in. Is that right?
Yeah.
And you're a journalist.
4 hours time.
Investigative journalist. Yeah. And the game runs in 4 hours real time.
Yeah.
And the world will play out in the same way every single time you play it, but you can do different stuff every time.
So you can go to one part of the map one time, you go to another part of the map the other time, and he basically said, didn't he, you could play for it twice and feel like you've completed the game because you've found the
story
ending.
You need.
You might go, actually I want to play it 7 times and still not feel like you completed the game. It's completely up to you.
Yeah.
Have fun reviewing that. Thank God.
Christ.
I really liked what I saw of it.
Yeah,
I really liked the way it played. He broke it. He put some floppy disk in somewhere.
Yeah, and he was like, yeah, people do that and it breaks it.
Yeah,
so
you sticking things in.
It was the first thing I did. It was
literally. He was on the demo for about a minute,
and he broke the game.
If that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I
so you said my dread words right near the start and.
Walking sim.
Yeah.
I only thought that when I first
It's more of a first-person adventure game. You don't pick things up and examine them or things like that. You're talking to people. You're investigating. You're basically it's a point-and-click adventure played out first person.
See, that's how you could sell it to me.
Agency, is that the right word?
Sorry?
You have complete agency, and you can do whatever.
Yeah,
you do whatever.
You literally go. Apparently, there's not a building in the map you can't go in.
Yeah,
yeah, I've heard that said before.
You have to genuinely investigate it. Like you
okay, and then you're going to repeat the first.
It doesn't say to you. He was saying it doesn't say to you. Oh, maybe this should go here, or it doesn't give you prompts. It's a case of I found this now. I remember speaking to that person. The end of the 4 hours. If your time's up, your time's up. Tough.
There was a bit when I was playing it where it was when I first went to somewhere in the building I was in where I wasn't supposed to be in.
Yeah.
As a character, and I did feel like. Shit. I felt wrong being in the room, but yeah. Was set in 80s Manchester?
Yeah, 87?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems cool. I look forward to playing that.
Yeah. White Dove? Is it White Dove Games?
That sounds right, yeah.
I think it's White Paper Games.
White paper. That's all I take in.
Yeah, White Paper Games. But that is it. That wraps up our news for this week. As I said at the beginning, guys, we're now going to go.
Conversation we had earlier.
That's right.
We're going to now go and record an AMA, which is pretty much for our patrons. But we kind of want to give you a teaser of what it's going to be like, and also we want your money, so we're going to kind of try.
Yeah. Please give me.
We're going to tease you to come along and join us, like the dove from above.
Yeah.
That's right.
To join our Patreon, to give us more money so that we can create more content.
That's it.
Better than this.
So, so $1
One day we'll be good at this.
Yeah.
$1 a month will get you access to the AMA, but it'll also get you access to exclusive pre and post show content that is released on every weekly podcast that we do. We're also going to record today the Not So Indie show, which is a monthly show we do where we talk about the world of mostly AAA gaming, and you get early access, 1 week early access to that as well over on Patreon. So $1 now literally will go get you an AMA and a whole week early access to a podcast.
That's like 60p in Britain.
It's pretty good.
It's nothing.
That's pretty damn good.
Damn
the amount of stuff you get.
So yes, thank you so much for stopping by, for watching or listening, whatever you chose to do.
We could end this like Hellblade.
Oh, what are voices?
So we do the voices. So if you go and we'll whisper about the fact that they need to give our Patreon money. Let's do it.
Like subliminal message.
Yeah.
So I just keep talking.
You just keep talking and we'll whisper about paying money.
Okay, so
pay cash.
I'm really confused. Okay,
so it's an outro, mate. It's an outro. Just do the outro.
This has been the Indie Credible podcast. You can find us on all podcast services, and like I said, you can find us on YouTube where we do have the trailers playing behind us. You can find me at What's Up Woody on Twitter and on Instagram. You can find Tom at Truth and Profit, and you can find Dan at the Dice Bear. Just type the Dice Bear into Google, and you'll see some massive schlong come up as well.
That's right. Pay for that.
Patreon. Until next time, guys. Thank you so much for watching.
Give us your cash.
You stay Incredible.
All the cash. All the cash. Just love the money.
I need a piss.
Hello, lovely patrons. This is the episode 50 AMA. It's 2 episodes late, but you're getting it now. The AMA.
Sorry about that.
Trev and Brian, you've sent in questions, some good questions. I've not used every single one because otherwise it would go on for ages, but I picked out the best ones, and a lot of them actually crossed over. So I've put here who asked it, and I'll say after we answer the question who asked it, and some of them, like I said, are both. They worded them slightly differently, but they pretty much meant the same thing. Question, we're aiming to about a 20-minute video here. This is only available on Patreon. So literally,
not going to be 20 minutes.
Probably only Brev
Brev and Tryon.
Yeah, Brev and Tryon
who
are
going to
be-
see this.
I now ship Brian and Trev, and I call it Brev.
Is this like Brangelina?
Yes.
It's Brev. Brev and Tryon.
Trev, I want you to work up the money to go to Canada, alright?
Carry on, Tom. Carry on.
Yep.
And I want you to make sweet, sweet love to Brian. For me.
Can I just point
Think
out?
of me, both of you.
We've done something very special for you. We decided not to do the AMA straight away after episode 52. We recorded the Not So Indie show so that me and Tom could get fucking hammered.
Why are you bringing
before
this
doing
up?
this.
I'm kind of drunk,
And
guys.
Tom is already drunk.
I'm kind of drunk.
So I'm ready for some beautiful moments here,
I've
guys.
had a lot of Pepsi Max, but that's about it.
Yeah.
All right, question one. We'll start a nice easy one.
Let's go for
I
it.
How
almost touched
did
Lewis's hair.
we meet?
See, I think this is quite an interesting one
Mine's kind of
because
boring, surely.
Yours is boring.
You're-
But that sums you up as a person.
me and Lewis met
You're a
through.
fucking go, Lewis. I'm not that drunk.
I was also about to stand back and let that happen, you scrawny bitch. Let's do this.
I'll take him.
We
Yeah, in your
Strategy.
dreams. Yeah. Basically, my wife and his wife are like really good friends and have been friends since they were incredibly young.
yeah, they were
Is
in.
it really that long?
My wife actually lived here for a while.
They were
Yeah.
kidnapped and kept in a
That's
cage
supposed to be-
together for
Yeah.
6 years.
By you.
Yeah.
That's the only person that can suspect
Yeah.
doing that. is Lewis.
And I'd moved over to Eastbourne. I lived over
We're
Bexhill.
both very
I had
similar
friends.
situation.
You
weren't
had
we?
Bex
And
Hill.
I was in
Ugh.
Bexhill area where my parents were, and I
Gross.
moved over this way, and I knew no one.
Which is about 30 minutes down the coast for.
Yeah.
But it is like
It
God's way
is,
room.
it is God's. Yeah,
It's
people think
awful.
Eastbourne's old. And all my mates were in Hastings, and I moved
Of
this way
course.
to be with my
Yeah.
wife.
And I come here for uni.
Yes.
But so when uni finished, all my mates fucked off back home and left me down here with Joe and Sarah.
yeah.
That was
So
literally
basically,
Well, I ain't got much choice.
both of us were in the same situation of knowing no one in the local area who were into the same sort of things that we were, but weren't
Cool.
incredibly fucking nerdy. You know, I mean, don't get me wrong, I like board games, I like indie games, I like, you know, all the stuff that
You're
would
the biggest nerd
classify
I
me.
know.
Oh, trust me.
I mean,
There
but
are
you know when you
levels.
speak to people when they're like, oh, well, actually.
Oh, I've been doing...
Yeah, but I choose not to know them.
Yeah, that's pretty
So
much... That is pretty much where we
you're,
were.
you're at my limit, Dan.
Yeah, I'm as far as it takes it. And basically, our wives got us two together because we were both.
They literally forced it. They were like, we're going to go for coffee, you're going to meet Dan. And I was like, okay, I feel a bit intimidated now.
I was.
But it
exactly
was like,
the same.
you're going to meet Dan. I was like,
Yeah.
My
alright.
wife, Corin turned to me and went, "Lewis doesn't know anyone down here. You're going to go and meet him and be his friend." And I was like, "That's not how
That
it
is a way worse
fucking works."
introduction than you got.
So yeah, Sarah's like,
You're going to be his friend.
Yeah.
Sarah's like, well, he plays those games where you shoot people as well, so.
Yeah.
Oh, because that's the foundations
That is how
of a perfect
perfect
friendship.
friendship
That
start.
is like when you get invited to the losers' party at their birthday party
Yeah.
in primary school. That is like when you're like, you've got to go to Reese's party because not everyone's going to go.
Yeah. And that was basically how us two met. And then we found Tom in a skip.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I was masturbating while sucking on an old banana peel.
And we saw him and thought, that is the guy we need.
Exactly.
Um,
Lewis was like,
No,
No,
I,
how did we get Tom?
so I put a little thing out on
I
Facebook.
should start that.
Yeah, go on,
shortly.
Tom.
Go on.
Yeah.
I was born in Eastbourne. But I was born in Eastbourne, raised in Helsham, so I'm proper scum.
Yeah.
And
Halsham's like the toilet pan of Eastbourne.
Yeah.
it is.
It really is.
It really is. I'm from there. It is. And Eastbourne's shit. So imagine how that is.
Yes, it is.
But M, my fiancée,
Ooh.
she was on Facebook and she saw
Yeah.
a post by this dickhead
Yeah.
being like, we need people for some reason.
I was basically wanting one other person to contribute and join
Yeah.
the podcast, for example.
And she was like, why don't you try this? And I was like, I guess I will. You know, I'm above this really, but I guess I'll do it. And
You stooped down to
in
my
reality,
level.
it was like, oh my god, yeah, I'll try it. And then I messaged.
There was loads of
you.
replies.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Was it really?
Yeah, I'd say good 15 people come back
And
to
I'm the
me.
elite.
And then, so
So-
everyone got the same email back that you got, where it was like, write a news story. So it was a press release.
Oh yeah,
Remember I
you
sent
sent
you
a
a
press release that you had to
Yeah,
write.
so then you wrote that back, and then about half the people then I then asked to write a review. I said any game they reviewed.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So then you wrote a review for Life is Strange.
Life is Strange,
And then I
played
said,
like a month earlier.
Then I said to you, do you want to meet for coffee?
Yeah.
So then we chat about things.
That was good.
And then he roofied you.
I remember meeting him in Costa and I was like, this is a nice guy. And then I met him the next time. I was like, oh no.
Oh shit! luckily, you met me soon after that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's gonna be okay.
So yeah, meeting Dan was the first.
It was the first
I was
podcast.
on.
Yeah.
That was in the living room.
Yes.
We did that one.
No, that was at your house. Your first one you're on was at your house.
Oh shit!
And
It
was
was,
the
wasn't
E3
it?
special.
I forgot about that, and I knew
Jesus.
nothing.
No, you just turned up to my house, didn't you?
Yeah.
We'd never met.
It was super weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're all friends.
But it was alright.
Wow.
And I was like,
Yeah.
this is the way to record a podcast. Around a table, we had a wall here to rebound the noise.
Yeah. I set up a fucking drying
you really
rack
went for
with
it. Then we
all
came
of
to
that
your
lot.
living room and we just sat sort of
Just
randomly
fucking
apart.
winged it.
And we were just like, I guess this is what we're doing now.
Yeah.
And it took me, I mean, I was still quite quiet on podcasts, I think, but that's because I don't want to say anything else is worth saying.
I don't know if you
Yeah,
right
that quickly changed, didn't it?
What do you mean?
What, say things that's worth saying?
What the fuck do you mean?
Don't even start on me with your 5.5 years.
Yeah, that's pretty much where we.
I'm fucking backing off now, mate.
That's pretty much where we got to now. That's how.
Yeah, that's how we got here.
What, a year later?
That was by.
It's been a year,
It's
hasn't
been over
it?
a year.
Over a year. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Well, we started the
I need to get
videos
out of this.
from the first one in January.